we're at the point where we're going to look at kicking up using the wall. Hopefully you've looked at all the other videos, building the strength, working on through all the exercises. Make sure that you're warm enough to do this section of the practice. Make sure your mat is right at the wall. I see a lot of the time, same with handstand, when you start using the wall, it's really not great to use the wall for anything other than really finding a good solid line and building confidence. If you start to kind of move away from the wall, what you're teaching yourself, especially when it comes to handstand, and I'll talk about this in videos when we look at handstand, if you're coming away from the wall and just kind of using the wall in case you go over, what you're doing is you're training yourself, you're training your nervous system to constantly overkick, which means if you continuously train yourself to overkick and not find balance, and then kind of try and use your legs to bring you back off the wall, then you're just training yourself to constantly go over. So as soon as you try and come out into the middle of the room, you're just going to constantly overkick. So it's important to use the wall just to start to find strength and to find your line confidently. And then as soon as you feel you've got that, learn to fall, work on falling and come away from the wall. And the sooner you can come away from the wall, unless you're just working on alignment, the better, in my opinion. So when you're using the wall for pincher, really important that you bring your fingertips to touch the wall. So again, even that is going to bring you into a bit of a back bend. If you think about I'm a forearms distance away from the wall, if I'm going to use the wall, I'm going to be in a tiny bit of a back bend to find the wall. So you can think if you're coming even further away from the wall, you're going to be throwing yourself up into a big back bend and then trying to come out of that and find your line, which is tricky. So fingertips to the wall. As we spoke about in previous videos, you want your shoulders directly underneath the elbows. Depending on the mobility of the forearm, your hands will either be together if you can't get your hands to the floor, or the forearms will be down. Hands become like little stabilizers then. Thumbs can come together, or you have the wrists around about in line with your elbows, and you're going to start to find the right alignment for you. Really important that you get this sense of hugging the block. So the exercise we did where we were lifting the block, and you get this sense of hugging in the block. So you should feel your lats light up, and you want all of the supporting, stabilizing muscles on your scapulars, on your shoulder blades to be connecting. The external rotators, you want your pec minor, your pec muscles, and everything on your back to be working like synergists. You want to think about this trampoline effect. All of the muscles around your shoulder dome, supporting, stabilizing, awake, alive, but you're not kind of like tensing up. So it's finding that balance. Fingertips to the wall, elbows underneath shoulders, and lifting hips into your dolphin. Okay. From here, again, you want to find as much length and space as you can through the side of the body. And gaze is just between your elbows. So another thing I see people do a lot, and I did it myself for years, gave myself such a bad neck, is thinking by looking forwards, you have to lift your head to look between your hands. Same in handstand. What you want to do is have a neutral neck. And remember, and I don't mean this sarcastically, I always joke, remember that your eyeballs move. You don't have to use your whole neck to look somewhere. So your forearms are on the floor, and you want your gaze to be somewhere just between your elbows. You're not throwing your head between your hands. You've got that gaze forwards to help you stabilize. But you don't need to use your neck a huge amount. So you're neutral through the neck, eyeballs look through eyebrows, in between the elbows, and that should be more than enough. The closer you can walk your hips over your shoulders, the easier and lighter you will become. If you're tight in the hamstrings, just bend your knees, lift your bum higher. As you lift a leg, keep that leg super straight and super active. And initially, just play with bring the leg up, down, and find as much lightness as you can. As this second leg comes up, keep it alive. So I like to say, imagine you're kind of trying to kick someone in the face. So that it's alive. If the leg is heavy and not active, it's just going to pull you straight back down and you're going to lose all of that work. So the first thing, if this is the first time you've worked at kicking up, don't worry about bringing your legs to the wall together. Just work on finding that kind of seesaw effect. One leg goes up, the other one lifts lightly, and you come down with control. So like I spoke about falling, when we feel safe, when we're in control, when we're able to find that lightness and that ease, our nervous system feels safe, and it'll be like, okay, cool, we can work here, and it will start to give you more space. The moment that you start to be like, which I see so much, is the moment your nervous system puts on the brakes and says, hey buddy, we're not ready for this, like, what are you up to? Your nervous system has always got your back, so be kind to your nervous system, let it know that you are calm, you are conscious, you are collected. There is no rush with this stuff. You know, inversions, handstands, pincher, it's a long practice, it doesn't happen overnight. Most of that practice is about telling your nervous system that you've got this and that you're safe, so that it will allow you to go up without any force. So once you've done this a few times, lifting, finding that lightness, you might then feel confident. Okay, look, ta-da, we're at the wall. Once you're at the wall, bring yourself right up to the wall, press down into the forearms, squeeze the legs, and that should bring you into your line. And it might bring you into the line and you straight away come back down again, and that's okay. That's fine, come down. Don't go straight back up. Take a moment just to be like, oh, okay, check in, let that settle into the body. And then you might feel confident to go back up. I'm going to show you again. So you walk the hips as close in as you can. You're looking at the elbows. Legs are alive. Your legs are connected all the way up into the center of the body. As soon as the second leg lifts, it's alive, it's awake. You go to the wall. Try not to do this. Try not to work it all out with your legs. Instead, press down, squeeze, and you'll come into your line. Hold for as long as you can, and then you come down. Don't do what I did for years and only work your good leg. So we all have a good and a bad side. Bad side, I mean, it's not bad, it's just a side that's a little bit maybe less flexible or not strong. And that's fine, but it's really good to practice with that side as well. For years, I only worked my left. My super strong side, really open side is my left, my right side not so much. For years, I didn't do anything on my right side, and it stayed pretty heavy and not overly happy, and probably wasn't very happy with me because I was always calling it bad as well. So be nice to the side that needs a little bit more coaxing, and practice with it. Even if it feels really frustrating, practice with it. You go up, it might feel slightly different. Tune in, plug in, squeeze, and come down as lightly as you can. Practice, practice. Keep playing, enjoy. See you soon.